Let's talk about that song will be stuck in my head all night. Let's talk about. Heck, better than the versus battle.
Look at this.
Oh, the camera.
What?
Hey everybody.
Hey y'all, what's up? All right, let's get this started because we're already a few minutes late and we don't want to hold you all night. Okay?
I can dig it. Let's do it.
All right, so tonight's topic is what, babe? You got the title?
We know I'm gonna stutter it.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I'll share it.
Yeah, because
tonight's topic is happiness is not predicated on your relationship status. Okay? That's just my thoughts, my opinion.
I agree because happiness is a state. I like my state. I like to be happy, no matter if I'm in a relationship or single. You got to be happy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
don't get it twisted now. Don't be trying to be single out here. Just put that disclaimer out there.
I ain't going nowhere.
You're damn right.
And you ain't either.
Oh yeah, me either.
Okay. Let's stop playing. Y'all know we play all day. So this is what I have for you guys. Happiness during your singleness is a place that me personally I had to arrive at. And I know a lot of people who I've had discussions with about happiness and about relationships and about where they find themselves as they maneuver through singleness or even relationships. I hear a bunch of different things. So I know that through my singleness, I had to arrive at my own happiness, like an authentic happiness without calling myself alone or lonely. I was in my singleness, and during your singleness, that's a time to enjoy yourself. That's the time to do all the things that you want to do by yourself, because you may end up in a relationship where they might not like all the things you like, and so that might start to limit some of the things you can do, right?
Right.
And so you want to get all of that in when you can, so that you're just enjoying yourself, enjoying the moments of singleness. That is just the season that you're in that moment. So, as I mentioned earlier, I really kind of thought about this topic because I've heard many people say I need a man or I need a woman or I need to be in that relationship to quantify my happiness. Once I get that, I'm going to be happy. Once I have this relationship, my life is going to be perfect. And I don't necessarily think that that's the way that it is. Keep in mind that these are Kia's thoughts that I'm sharing right now. So this is nobody else's thoughts. These are all my thoughts. So that's it. So I want to say just another thing before Marcus goes into what he has to say, and that is seeking happiness versus having happiness is two different things, right? So when I seek something externally for my happiness, I'm never really comfortable with myself. So I'll never find myself in a space where I'm happy and comfortable by myself. Okay? So I think it's important to hold yourself accountable for your own happiness. Hold yourself to that standard of being happy. And so, Marcus, you want to share your thoughts, and then we'll continue on. But okay. I just wanted to start off and kind of give a little bit of food for thought as we go through this conversation.
I like food. I like food a lot. Food makes me happy.
I know that.
Whether I'm in a single or by myself or in a relationship. All right. So, happiness. You know, I had to Google happiness. Happiness is a state of being happy. So, what's the definition of being happy? Happy is feeling or showing pleasure or contentment. It's actually a state. It's not necessarily me happy at a person or me or this. Is a state of being. So happiness is encompassed in a lot of things. You know, one of the things I do notice for myself, you know, being a person can be happy. We don't have to be always in the best mood to still be happy. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody goes through different phases. But it means I'm unhappy. Heck, if I have a bad day, I can still be happy. Mm-hmm. You know, in a relationship,
it's a choice, right?
Exactly. If me and you have a disagreement, does that mean I'm unhappy in my relationship?
No.
So today I found something that kind of a quote. It kind of hit me, and I like this. I found this online. If you are not happy being single, you will never be happy in a relationship. Get your own life first, then share it. You know, that's telling me, you know, you have to love yourself first, foremost, and love yourself correctly. For I can make somebody else happy or some. Because ultimately, in a relationship, in my mind, they should share. They want to share my happiness. If I'm happy, it should spread. It should go like, ooh, you know, it should elude. And being happy, making myself happy. If you think about it, another thing I thought about today. I can do my life better than anybody else. Yep. Meaning, I know what makes me happy. I know what makes me sad. I know what gets me motivated. I know what gets me up in the morning. I know what I do. I know what I need to do if I have a bad day. I have to chill out. And my ultimate thing, I know what cigar I want to smoke when I just want to enjoy the rest of my evening, or if something pissed me off. It's a state, and knowing how to get to it, how to enjoy it. And knowing how to spread it is the ultimate state, and that's in my opinion. That's in my words. Go ahead, babe.
Yeah, I really, really love that, and I totally agree with that. I think the problem when you seek happiness from other people, or you believe that you have to have happiness from another person, you have to consider that we are all flawed people, right?
Right.
And so. I'm flawed. There are times I'm unhappy with my damn self.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So there are times I'm disappointed with myself, or I'm unhappy with myself. And so to put that level of responsibility on somebody else, knowing that I'm open to making mistakes and presenting my flaws, and so why wouldn't somebody else have that same level of I guess the ability is there for them to make themselves unhappy, which would make me unhappy. And so by turning over the responsibility to somebody else is irresponsible to me. It's irresponsible to turn your happiness over to somebody else. It's irresponsible to think somebody owes you happiness. Mm-hmm. It's irresponsible to say, the reason that I'm not happy is because I don't have a relationship, or the person that I'm in a relationship with does not make me happy. I think some of those things are tied to false expectations. Some of those things are tied to your unwillingness to see the real problem, which is oftentimes ourselves. And so when you take that step back to look and be like, you know what is it going to take for me to be happy? And a lot of times you'll see it doesn't really involve anybody else. One thing that I've learned through my life experiences is we all leaving here. Every last one of us are leaving here. And so if I put all of my happiness in the response, if in the hands of someone else, that means every time somebody leaves my life, because one thing for sure is we all dying, right? We all leaving this earth. I know when that's going to happen. Of course, we don't have any control over that. The point is, I would be highly disappointed and completely unhappy in life if every single time my happiness was predicated upon someone else being in my life. I completely understand now how the importance of making myself happy. I understand the importance of doing what's necessary for me. I understand the importance of knowing what makes me happy, knowing the things that I feel the happiest in. And so I wrote down in my notes, everybody out here has their own set of isms. Now, that's my word. Everybody has their own set of isms. So if I put my happiness in somebody else's hands, I got to deal with all your isms, all my isms, and now my happiness is in jeopardy. You can have your isms. Be who you want to be, right? So there are things that Marcus enjoys or that Marcus likes or that Marcus does that don't make me happy. And it has nothing to do with me. I can still do the things that make me happy. I will tell him, go do that. That makes you happy. Go and do that. I'm going to go and do this, right? It doesn't have to be an argument. It doesn't have to be a disagreement. I don't have to say you don't love me because you're not spending every second with me. I don't have to guilt trip him about doing the things that makes him happy. In fact, sometimes I'll suggest, because I know what makes him happy. So I'll say, babe, why don't you do such and such, such and such? Because I know that makes him happy. And so it's about understanding and knowing those things that are important to you so that you can maintain your happiness. I don't want to just give my happiness away, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you say something after I say this, because you got something for me after this. So there's this thing that is what I call your internal happy place. And then there's this thing that's your external happy place. And I'm going to give you some examples of what I mean when I say that. So when I say there's an internal happy place, so there's a place that I can go within through meditation, through prayer, through silence, that will take me to my happy place. Through just having memories and nostalgia, that takes me to a happy place. The external happy place is the park, where I can feel the breeze and the sun on my face. Going to get a massage, going out and hanging out with my friends. There are a number of different things that take me to my external happy place. So we all have an internal and external happy place. But if you don't practice that, if you don't become aware of that, what you'll find yourself doing is, no, that person's supposed to make me happy. That thing is supposed to make me happy. Have you heard of a person who's like, I have a shopping addiction and I have to buy all these things, these purses, these shoes, this. Those are people who are seeking happiness in things. They're seeking, but when they go home, they're by themselves, right? Yeah, you got your purse in the closet. You got them shoes looking good, red bottoms, fire, looking good. But it's truly not making you happy because you haven't become self-aware to understand the things that will take you to your true happy place. You don't have happiness if you're continuing to look for things to grab onto, to hold on to that are temporary. That's not a happy place. A happy place is I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied with just sitting here in silence and meditating. I'm satisfied with just going to the park and sitting in the park and having my moment alone. And so having all of these reliances on other things and other people to make us happy, it ultimately makes us unhappy. And so having that understanding, the empathy, the forgiveness, and that acute awareness of yourself will help you to have that same thing towards your mate, and it won't lead you to putting a responsibility that they have to make you happy.
Okay. So, babe, one of the things I did catch out of that stuck out to me about relying on others to make you happy. So it's easy to blame somebody else for you not being happy.
Oh yeah.
If you, it's like you ever let somebody borrow your car before? And you let somebody borrow your car, and the shit break down. It was gonna break down if you was driving it or was they driving it, but you want to blame them. What first thing you said? What the hell you do to my car?
Yeah.
It's easier to blame them because you don't want to blame yourself. It's easy. It's hard to accept responsibility. Even kindness and happiness is just human nature. Well, she did this, especially you.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
Yeah.
That's what I got out of that. That's one of the biggest things I got out of that. Blaming others for your, you gotta always look inward. When you smiling, you don't say, "Hey, it's because of you." You don't say all that all the time.
Yeah.
When you're by yourself and you looking crazy, who you blaming?
That's such a good valid point, babe. And I think that we have to become so self-aware that we get to a place where we're never blaming anybody else for anything. Right? And it's not just necessarily about this topic, but it's about everything. Like, think about how many times you say, they did this, they did that, he did this, she did that. It's like the level of power and control people relinquish to other people is beyond me. Now, I'm saying that as a person who used to do that a lot, who gave over my power a lot, and who said it was other people's fault, and who blame, point fingers. And during my growth process, sitting with yourself, looking at yourself is some hard shit to do. When you have to look and say, no, it's me. I'm responsible for my happiness, my unhappiness, my anger, my whatever emotion I feel, that's on me. It's nobody else's fault. I've just allowed someone else to take full control of what I feel. And again, I said it earlier, it's irresponsible of you to turn over your happiness to somebody else and expect for somebody else to make you happy and expect somebody else to do this to you. Now, what I do want to say is, I'm actually going to give my example first, and then I'm gonna say that. So I want to share a few stories, and this is the first story. So I had a friend that would often tell me how unhappy she was.
That means a lot.
A lot, right?
A lot, yeah.
Her unhappiness was tied to her singleness. Okay? These are her words, not my words. She told me, I'm unhappy because I'm single. But her energy exuded sadness and frustration and unspoken expectations and bitterness. So, who made her unhappy? She made herself unhappy, according to me, and would therefore remain unhappy, according to me.
Right.
And others saw that, right? But let me tell you something about when happiness meets happiness.
Talk to me.
When happiness collides with happiness.
Yeah.
And this is like, I'm always dropping moments and gems. I'm dropping gems. I'm dropping moments of transparency. I'm dropping a testimony here or there, but this is a moment where I'm going to just drop a testimony. Okay?
Okay.
And so when I say when happiness meets happiness, when Marcus and I met, both of us had been through some stuff. We hadn't, and recent, before we met, not long before we met, we had both endured some stuff, right? I was engaged to Derek to be married, and he passed away literally 5 months before we started dating. Marcus was married, got divorced, not long before we met, okay? My point is, when you do the work, though, when you do the work to recover from those unhappy moments, when you do the work to recover from the shit that hit the fan, when you do the work, that leads to your individual happiness. That leads to you being in a place where a happy person who sees a happy person, you know, you hear this law of attraction. You hear people say, oh, I was attracted to that person because of this or that. People are attracted to your energy for a reason, right? And that can go both ways. People can be attracted to light and they can be darkness, or vice versa. But when light and light link up, that's happiness. And so two happy people recognize and understand that it's neither of our responsibility. We add value to each other, right? Yeah. We add value to each other. I came happy, he came happy. That don't mean, listen, I don't want nobody to get this twisted, because somebody ultimately might, right? And be like, so you ain't never sad?
Shit.
Absolutely. Just cried the other day. Look, I have moments of sadness, but my happiness is not predicated on him. My happiness is not predicated on my son. My happiness isn't predicated on my nephew, my mom. My happiness is my responsibility. I take full responsibility for my happiness. Not my friends, not my cousin. Nobody is responsible for Kia's happiness but Kia. We are individually responsible for our own emotions. Happy, sad, frustrated, angry, whatever that emotion is, we have sole responsibility over that. Go ahead, Beck.
So, I like your pow yow. You know, happy meets happy makes more happy. I like that. And just like if you was in a dark place and I was in a dark place and we try to get together,
toxic,
no light. Mm-hmm. Or if you're in a dark place and I'm in a happy place and we get together, it still won't make happy. You know, this kind of goes back to what you were saying. You got to work on yourself, or we got to work on ourselves as an individual, mm-hmm. to get to that point where I can bring the best version of myself into a relationship if you desire it.
Doing the work.
Mm-hmm. And if you're not desiring a relationship, people around you will know you're happy. Nobody wants to be around somebody and all they talk about is blah, blah, dark stuff, blah, blah, unhappy, blah, blah, nobody, blah, blah, blue.
Talk about it.
Yeah. If you come around somebody and they say, uh-huh, and all they say is, uh-huh, yeah, mm-hmm, I gotta go. That sequence, you may need to kind of look in the mirror and address some shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to hear the unhappiness, the complaining. Especially when my life is going good. Only people that want to hear the unhappiness is other unhappiness.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you brought this up, babe.
Yeah, because I
was going to bring that up. I'm so glad.
Yeah. I read your mind.
I know, babe.
Yeah. So another thing I was thinking about today. I'll be thinking about a lot today.
I know. You're doing a lot of thinking.
Yeah.
Was you working?
I'm thinking.
Was you working today? Because you was doing all this thinking.
Yeah. So we talking about your happiness being not predicated on a relationship. So your desire to be in and out of a relationship cannot be the total sum of your happiness.
Yeah.
So think about, if I'm single, or when I was single, that means I wasn't happy.
Exactly.
I preferred to be in a relationship or desire to be in a relationship, but I was still happy. Do things that, like you said, make you happy. Like I will go to movies by myself. That's something I had to overcome. Like, damn, do people go to movies by themselves? But they come to find out, I enjoy movies by myself because nobody putting their hand in my popcorn. I can season it like I want and be happy.
Yeah.
Taking yourself out to dinner. I can eat how I like, enjoy it, do things. I do simple things. I'm a simple type of person. I can have a dinner out somewhere and I can have my headphones. I can listen to music while I'm eating and enjoying the people, or I can watch a movie on my phone while I'm eating. And secret singles life hack: one dinner is cheaper than two.
That's true, and it teaches you to appreciate your own company. Enjoy your own company. It really, I used to struggle with going out by myself, and then I don't even remember how long ago it was, because it was quite some time ago that I started just getting in the habit of taking myself out. Even while we've been together, I've done this. I will go and I'll treat myself to happy hour. I'll go and treat myself to dinner. I'll go and I'll treat myself to just an afternoon in the park. I will treat myself.
Are you cheating on me with yourself?
I am. I mean, it's the same way you cheat on me with yourself when you go out of town and you be bar hopping and cigar lounge hopping. But that's okay. I'm not bothered.
That's Vegas. That's like Vegas. What stays out of town, goes out of town, stays out of town.
I feel that spending that time by yourself it's invaluable. You know why? So one of the reasons I think it's important is because when you get with somebody and they want to go off and do their own thing, or they want to do something with their friends or whoever, you're okay with being by yourself because you're familiar with yourself already. You don't have to get real acquainted. You don't have to figure out how do I maneuver. I hear a lot of people say, I can't go to the movies by myself. Or me personally, I don't like the movies. I do not like going to the movie theater.
I love the movies.
So I can go anywhere by myself. It's not that I can't go to the movie theater by myself. I don't like the movie. But I will take myself to a happy hour. I will take myself to dinner. I will take myself to a concert. In fact, I just shared with him how when I first moved to Dallas, there is a group that I love called Black Violin. And I didn't really know anybody here. And so I got all dressed up, did all my makeup, and I went out to the Black Violin concert. I got myself like front row seats and I enjoyed it. And I think that everybody should date themselves. Even if you're in a relationship, even if you're married, take a day here and there to take yourself out, to treat yourself. Love yourself so that you're happy with yourself. So no matter what happens, somebody leaves, somebody do this, somebody do that, you still know how to operate in your individual happiness. And so let me tell y'all something. This man here crazy. I'm gonna give y'all my other example, and then I've saw a lot of comments come up, and I want to address those comments. I do not like leaving y'all hanging out there, but I will get distracted if I start reading comments, so I'm gonna give you all another scenario, and then you guys can comment on that, and I'm gonna go back and look at you all's comments, and then we're gonna talk about that and address those things. And I know Marcus has some follow-up after I give this other example. So I gave you a scenario about one friend that basically indicated that her singleness is why she was unhappy. And she didn't realize that she exuded unhappiness. So she was causing problems not only with attracting a man, she was causing problems with people that she knew. because her unhappiness was so unattractive that it caused people around her to depart, because nobody wants to do that. Like, not for long. It's okay if you have a moment, but excuse me, you do that long enough, people are like, and I'm one of those people. I will leave. So
you need to fix yourself. Holla.
Yeah. Go do what you need to do, and then we can come back together. But yeah, I can't do it.
Go get a pet. Get a dog or something.
So my second scenario is, I had another friend that indicated her husband made her unhappy. When I told her that she had basically relinquished her happy power to him, she just sat and gazed at me like, whatever. But it's nobody's responsibility to make you happy. Nobody's. It is solely your responsibility to do what's necessary to maintain your happiness. To, even when I need to get myself back to that happy state, I'm not like, babe, how are you going to get me back to my happy place?
So my next question: how do you get your power back? This is something you just popped in. How do you get your? I just gave you the power. How can I take it back? Give me my happy back. How can I take that? Or how can I get my happy back without taking the control back from you?
So in that scenario, you mean?
Yeah, in general, even in general.
So in that scenario where she gave her power to her husband, and literally she wasn't lying, because I was her friend, so I was around and I got to see a lot of the things. And so every time he was pissed off, she would get pissed off, right?
Okay.
And so she would be like, yeah, I don't even want to be in this marriage anymore because he's unhappy, he making me unhappy. And I was like, hold on, wait, like, let's just look at this for a minute. So you're telling me that you can't allow him to deal with his unhappiness, and he'll recover from his unhappiness. But now that you've sunk into the place of unhappiness with him, and you've continued to stack, every time he's unhappy, you're unhappy, and it continues to stack. See, he knows what to do for himself, and he's doing that. Meanwhile, you're over here constantly stacking unhappiness, and you don't have a release. You don't have a way to separate yourself from his unhappiness.
You know something?
Therefore, now you sitting in a very miserable ass place because you have just given over all of your power. He has a way to combat those moments, and you don't. So the way to be able to tap into your own happiness, the way to be able to separate from other people's negativity or unhappiness or whatever it may be, is that has nothing to do with me. That has nothing to do with me. I have to allow another person who I care about and who I love to go through that moment. And I'll be here for them, but I can't go to that deep, dark place too, because it doesn't even affect me like that.
Okay.
I've allowed something to affect me and take me down that it's not even mine. Think about a person, road rage, right? Think about this. You're driving down the street and you accidentally cut somebody off, right? And now they are pissed. Like, they are like, hey, you good. You good. You steadily driving like it was an accident. I'm moving forward. And they're back there like pissed. They're going off. They cussing in the car. They yelling. They swerving. And that's their unhappiness. That's their moment. It has nothing to do with you. But guess what would happen if they came over and kind of bumped your car a little bit?
You mean a little bit? You don't bump in my car a little bit.
Well,
shit.
I
got you.
They come over, they bump your car a little bit. Now, because there's this thing called transferable energy. Now somebody has transferred their energy, their anger, their unhappiness to me, and I took it. I embraced it. I welcomed it.
Okay. So I dig it. I hear what you're saying. You know, and I was thinking about getting your power back. And I actually kind of was thinking about this earlier, and I didn't realize I was thinking about it. So in your relationship, and and unhappiness hit you, or somebody else is trying, you need them to make you happy. I would think one of the simplest ways to start. This is just my unprofessional guesstimation.
Mm-hmm.
Find a damn hobby. Find a hobby. I know a lot of men. Would they like to be at home? One of the things
you take it to another level, but I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things we like to do is gardening. They like to go work in the yard. Even I won't say just men, but people like to go work in the yard, plant plants.
Yeah,
look at their shrub. Yeah. I only speak from one point of view right now. All right. So work with me. But planting flowers, making you want your garden look nice and shrubbery, and you want to get the dirt in your hands sometimes. I ain't gonna stay on my knees too long because it hurt. Me personally, like TV is one of my happy places. I know it's kind of shallow, but
it doesn't matter.
I get my cartoons in.
Who's here to judge? That's your thing.
Yeah.
That is your thing.
Gonna stay my thing.
Yeah, that's your thing, and it doesn't matter what your thing is, but have your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Have your thing. That's why I said when you want to walk out the room or you want to go somewhere and do something, I'm like, see ya, because I got my thing. And you have to have your thing. Whether it's, for me, writing, journaling, listening to my music, dancing, going through TikTok, not thinking at all and just sitting there, listening to my Calm app, talking on the phone and laughing, whatever it may be. I have quite a few things that I can do that take me to my happy place. And I think that is so important. Is if you don't have that in your relationship, it really is going to cause a lot of issues, because you're going to continue to be looking for somebody to do something for you that you should be doing for yourself. You are extremely capable of making yourself happy and creating the happiness that you desire. You're extremely capable of that. And so to put that in somebody else's control, again, it's irresponsible. Take care of your own happiness. Do what is necessary for your own happiness. Have separate things that you all can do. Do your things together, but have separate things that you do, so that when you come back, there's not this, well, I'm unhappy because you did this or because you did that, and now you guys are doing that, and you can't look at your relationship status and quantify happiness because you're single or in a relationship or dating or married, whatever it may be. So I want to have Marcus close out and say a few things before I go to the comment section and address some of the comments here. I know typically we do it a little bit differently, but I wanted to get through what we had to say, and then we can kind of go into. So if you have any comments that you want me to address, put them down now in the comment section. We're going to address it. If it's something that was said earlier, so what? We'll go back to it. Make it plain in the comments so that we can bring those things up after Marcus says what he has to say in his closing.
All right. So while you look through those, all right. So in the fashion of those Kia-isms, I ain't want to be left out with my Marcus-isms. So my newest Marcus-ism. So everybody's life has windows. People look in and look out. But we think we don't know what everybody's life is about. So we need to enjoy the status we're in and welcome the change when it's the right time. So what I'm saying is, don't look at everybody else And just because they're in a relationship or not relationship and they're happy, that has nothing to do with you per se. If I'm single and I'm happy and they're in a relationship and they're happy, that's great. But also they can look happy and can be miserable. Our responsibility is us, or yourself. Get yourself right. Don't worry about what everybody else do. Don't worry about that. Work on yourself, your happy place, your happy things. Everything to get you right for the time come for the desired relationship you wish to be, or I should say desired status. Because I'm not going to say everybody desires to be in a relationship. Some people just desire to be single. That's great. So I'm going to say your desired status is the best way to put it. If you desire to be single, be happy and single. Be enjoyed as single. I'm with you. Be happy. And we can talk, when we get together, we talk about happy things. If you desire to be in a relationship and you single, hey, be happy single so you can meet that other person who is in a happy place and make happy moments. If you're in a relationship and you desire to be single, hey, be happy in your relationship or whatever it is to keep you happy. So if you desire to leave a relationship, you go from one place to another in a positive mindset. Because most of us, or a lot of us, have been in a relationship and it didn't work. And you leave it, you want to stay in a dark place because you had a breakup or a divorce. No, you want to go to another happy place. Okay, it's a relief. This is where I need to be. I'm happy. Find your inner happiness, whatever it is, and don't let other things you see influence your happiness. Ultimately, it's your responsibility to be happy. Nobody else's. Like she said, hell, do you? That's the old saying. Do you?
Yeah. That's good, babe. Yeah. That's good. I think this was a good conversation. It was good dialogue. Having the ability to look within yourself and do the necessary work on yourself is definitely going to add to your happiness. It's definitely going to add to it. You can't go wrong when you start to focus on yourself and delve deeply into yourself and be honest with yourself about yourself. Many people are not taking the time to get acquainted with themselves. They're just not. They are running from thing to thing to thing to seek happiness, and that is the thing that's costing them happiness. That is the very thing that's costing them happiness. It's the looking for other things. It's all external things, whether it's like I said earlier, whether it's the material things and the handbags, the shoes, the electronic gadgets for men, whatever it may be that you're trying to grasp onto to have your sense of happiness. But again, when you get home at night by yourself, it's costing you something. You're not really happy. You're not in that happy place. And so do the necessary work so that you're happy. A relationship is not entirely the end all be all. Everybody doesn't want that. Don't tell people what they need to do to be happy. Because quite frankly, when I was single at different variations through my life, those are the moments that I wanted to be single. I enjoyed being single. I enjoyed doing the work that was necessary so that I could have a healthy, productive relationship. And so again, show up for yourself. Show up all the way for yourself so you can be happy. And then you will attract another happy person. And then when you two merge happiness and happiness, then you got something really, really good. Your happiness is not predicated on your relationship status. Your happiness is not predicated on who you have in your life, what somebody does for you, what material things you have in your life. Your happiness is your responsibility. So I don't see any comments. I don't see any hate mail. Yeah, we don't have any hate mail tonight, but
We had some last night. Other night.
no.
Okay, I like a little hate sometime.
But
Just joking.
But okay, so I will read through some of the comments. They all agreed that you shouldn't dim lights and misery does love company.
Mm-hmm.
Janelle said that she dated herself in singleness and she still dates herself in a relationship, as you should. As you should. Like I said, take yourself out. There are places I like to go that Marcus don't necessarily like. I'm a Ruth Chris fan, okay? I love Ruth Chris. He doesn't necessarily have to go to Ruth Chris. It's not a big deal for him like it is for me. I like Shell Shack. He doesn't like seafood. It's not, and I don't have to go with my girlfriends. I don't have to go with anybody but myself. It's what I want in that moment. I'm going to take myself. I'm going to have my crab legs, or I'm going to have my Ruth Chris lemon drops. I'm going to do what I want to do for myself. That makes me happy. And you should do that. You should definitely do that. Take the time to take care of yourself and do the things that make you happy.
Like you said, I like movies.
Yeah.
I like going to a movie. And I don't mind going by myself. I like horror movies. I can watch a horror movie by myself.
Mm-hmm.
No. What I know is you're there. You're always going to be there next to me if I do it by myself with somebody or with some other people. I know when I get home or when at the end of the day or whenever, you're there. We always going to do what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And your happiness and my happiness make a better happiness.
A better happiness.
A better happiness. That's not a word. Better happiness.
Yeah, but
it is. It's a Marcus. It's a better happiness. Shit, I can make up words too.
Okay. All right, we don't have any more comments. I know that Facebook has a delay, so I'm gonna give you guys a few more seconds. If you have comments, if you have your own thoughts, if you have things that you have experienced that you want to share with the group, do that. That's the whole purpose of this, you guys. It's not for us just to talk and you guys to listen. It's to be interactive. It's like for us to all be involved. What's that question say?
I don't know. I don't know.
The last question.
Do you think a person can complete you? Do you think a person can complete you?
No. Good question.
Really?
I think a person can add value to you. So, I think that I came complete, right? So I wrote this poem, and it's it kind of talks about it kind of goes into one part. We were separated, and one part met the other part, and we came together, and it was like the batteries started to fit, and things kind of came together, right?
Okay, I'm listening.
And so that sounds like when we met, you completed me. But for me, what it meant was you activated something in me. And I activated something in you. And I think that you can meet a person and be involved in a relationship with somebody who adds value to you. Value, and when I say that, what I mean is I can bring out things in you that you may not have ever allowed to surface. You can bring things out in me that I may not have ever allowed to surface. So a person doesn't complete me. A person adds value, because what happens when that person leaves you? What happens when that person, whether they leave in life or death? Now I'm not complete anymore. So another person does not come in your life to complete you. Another person comes in your life to add value. You're already valuable. So by saying that another person completes me, is to say that I'm not whole. It's to say that I'm incomplete. And I don't believe that I'm an incomplete person. I don't believe that I'm half of a person. I believe that I came to you whole. And I was able to add value, and you were able to add value to me. But to say another person complete you, no, I don't. I wouldn't give anybody else that level of, like, that's a powerful thing to say, and that's a big responsibility to say. You know, you can't leave because you complete me. Nah. Come on, because I know you disagree. So come on. What you got?
You gotta say it like that.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
So, I hear your point, and I think it's a valid point. So, to say you complete me, I would put it in terms of perception, because I could think of a term, yeah, the right person can complete you. Because it's like a pie. I don't know if I could say like a pie, maybe. If a slice is missing out of a pie, the pie is still good as hell, just missing a slice. But if you put that piece of slice of pie back, it's a complete pie. You know, a person that complete you can make, you know, like you said, activate, but make you stronger, can make you completely full. You know, and if they pass away or die, I hate to say it, but maybe it's a replacement part. If you break, hell, it is. I don't know, just my perception, but I'll put the completing person complete you might be just a feeling of completeness, a wholeness.
Well, I mean, so me, because I'm a word person, right? So I would use different verbiage, because
I can see that.
Again, if I was to say that you completed me, that to me says to me that I'm not complete, or that I'm not whole.
Yeah,
I wasn't that when we met.
I
was complete,
and I see your logic,
and I was whole when we met. And so you didn't complete me, and I don't feel like you complete me now. I feel like
you fix your face when you say it like that.
Because I'm like,
like you ain't complete me.
Not like that, baby. Not like that, baby. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss.
Yeah, I can't complete them lists without me.
Listen. I know that it's all to interpretation, right?
I know,
and all
baby.
of us have different perceptions on certain things. But because I'm a word person, I'm a writer.
I get it.
And I'm an affirmation person, and I believe in the power of words. So to say that somebody else completes me, I think would not be my truth.
And I hear that.
You know? And so that's why I don't agree with it. But I do believe that I've added value to you, and you've added value to me.
I can't argue that. So
that to me is invaluable, because when you think about it, think about how when you would take a test and the teacher would say, I'm gonna give you extra credit. Now you got the opportunity to make 150 points, right? So now I'm already at the 100. Now I just got an extra 50 points. That's a win to me. And so that's how I look at it when I say adds value. It's, you're my extra bonus points. You're my extra credit points. Like, and that to me is something that helps me. So when I go below the 100, I got extra credit points there.
Yeah. So I see your point. And I really understand it. I know how you're thinking. I understand how you think, because you're such a words person. Trust me, I know, because it gets me in trouble when I'm talking to you half the time. So
not half the time.
Okay. See, words person, here you go. You know, and I get it, you know, added value, you know. A cake is still good. We put some ice cream on, it's better. I got it. It's still a cake.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so I was saying.
Okay, let's see. We got some more comments.
Okay, go for it.
Let's move on. The other person is to compliment you. Agreed. What about your spouse, significant other compliment you? Hold on. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
And I don't see It's not popping up here.
Or is it another group?
It's just popping up slow. That's what's happening. Oh, that's Cassandra. What about your spouse, significant other compliments you? Oh, I see what she's saying. What about your spouse or significant other compliments you? So I think that comes down to I don't like the weaknesses word, but what
that's your strength.
The world says is strengths and weaknesses. I don't use the word weaknesses, but your strengths and not so strong. There are things that I do very well, and there are things that I lack the ability or the willingness or the capability to do, right? And I'll give you guys some examples. So Marcus compliments me because I like for things to get hung up, to get fixed, repaired. He does all of that. I don't do any of that. I don't. He looks to me for my organization and for my ways of structure. He looks to me for that. And so we complement each other because there are things that he can take care of. There are things that I can take care of. And when we put those things together, it's very complementary.
True.
It's like we fit together perfectly to complement each other. And that's, to me, more so what I was looking for in a mate. I wasn't looking for anybody to complete me. I was looking for somebody to, again, add value and complement the things that I didn't necessarily have the strengths in. And so, somebody just put areas where we fall short. And so, I don't even like that word. That's how I am about words, y'all. So don't pay me any attention. I know how I am.
This is why I stutter.
I'm like incredibly focused about words. I'm sorry, you guys, but I'm not sorry because I know how powerful words are. So I try not to speak certain things about myself or people. So it's true that we can say areas where we fall short, or we can say strengths versus weaknesses, but I just don't use those words about myself or about the people that are around me because I'm not putting that on you. I'm not putting that energy of weakness on you. I'm not putting that energy of short on you. So that's my hang up. It ain't got nothing to do with y'all. Sorry, I went on a tangent.
I don't even know how that is. I never do that.
I went on a tangent. My bad. So let's see if we got any more comments. Yes, areas where you lack. I can deal with that better. Thank you. I think that kind of stresses me out.
Yeah.
I know it's horrible, but it's because I practice affirmations and words, and so yes, I'm sorry. That's extremely important to me. Now, before we close out, I'm gonna give you guys another opportunity to put your comments or your questions or your thoughts before we close out. But before we completely close out, I want to again say this. What we share is not law. What we share is not, we are not professionals. We are not marriage counselors. We are two people that just happen to come together, and through our sharing of experiences and thoughts and feelings, we decided to create this platform so that we could have and host a place where it was transparent and honest and authentic and relatable and even unrelatable, right? Because I believe in going to spaces where you don't always agree, because that's the space where you get stretched and maybe you can learn something. Maybe you can broaden your horizons in terms of your thoughts. And so, we all think differently, and that's okay. That's okay. If y'all disagree with me, if you disagree with Marcus, it's okay. Like, as long as all of us continue to respect each other, it's cool. But it's just about adding value and putting things out there that don't show us in a negative light as it pertains to relationships. And without your involvement, without your suggestions, without your feedback, it's hard for us to know what you want to talk about. It's hard to know what you want to discuss. It's hard for us to keep it going without you all. And so for those that continue to participate, for those that continue to support, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Many of you come to our live events over and over and over again. Many of you all want to support us in many different ways, and we cannot thank you all enough for that. You know, it means a lot to us, you know, because early in our relationship, we knew we wanted to do this. I mean, we're probably 3 months in, right?
Yeah. How long have we been doing this? 6 months, 7 months?
7 months, I want to say.
Yeah.
So, like, very soon into our relationship, we knew that this was something that we wanted to do and make available. And the reason that I know that, like, this is my relationship, my real one, is I wouldn't have done anything like this that soon. I would have been like, let me kind of wait a little bit and see if he gonna last.
You couldn't deny this damn goodness.
I couldn't deny this damn goodness for nothing.
I'm betting Crab Shack.
No, I don't know about all that. Okay. Okay. You are.
With that being said,
okay, we got to read the comments. But
go ahead.
Okay, I don't know why it's not showing up on here.
You got an iPhone.
Whatever. Somebody said, I can't see who it was. As I watch you and Marcus, I can see where you compliment each other in your areas of don't want to put you back on your tangent. Oh, that's Rodney. Yeah, don't put me back on my tangent, please. Because I will just go about words.
We know.
I know, baby. I'm sorry.
That's your superpower at the same time. I get it. I enjoy it.
Cassandra said, thank you too for what y'all do. Mwah! And thank you for always supporting us. We appreciate it. Oh, I'm so...
You shouldn't. All right, so while your arm recuperates, stay tuned. We are working on something
major.
That too, major, bigger for our next event. We're putting details together now, finalizing details. We kind of hinted around it. What we was doing. Because of that, it's coming to, is fruition the word?
Fruition.
Fruition or fruition?
Fruition.
Fruition.
Yes.
Like fruit in the ition.
Yeah.
Okay, fruition.
That part.
Yeah, there. We're going to make it work. We got something to work. I promise you. We won't give you the details yet. Until we get
I wasn't even going to bring it up. I wasn't even going to. Because it's such a teaser. We got to tell them this week.
No.
You going to tell them next week?
Wait till we get the get a couple more T's and a couple more dots.
Next week. We'll have it all done.
Speaking into fruition.
Yes.
Or fruition.
Listen, y'all.
Okay,
Since he brought it up.
This
is big, y'all, what we about to do. This is big. And we're
going to have
it finalized. It's a 2-part event. We're going to have it finalized next week so that we can give you guys the dates and the information. Okay? You do not
want to
miss this.
Right on. Speaking of Cassandra, you know how her and her husband support us so much. Mm-hmm. I just realized they're out of town and they still showing support.
That's what I'm talking about.
They're they're out of town.
They on their vacation
and still
showing support.
That's what's
still
up.
Showing love.
Thank you.
So thank you both. We love y'all.
And that's everybody. Thank you as well.
Yeah, thank everybody. I saw some new names pop up on here. that I had never seen before.
Hot damn.
Thank y'all for coming in. We hope that you all will come back. We promise that we won't be as goofy next time.
I ain't lying.
But we will be goofy.
I ain't started yet. You know?
We ain't making no... Yeah. Y'all gonna get it. Okay.
All right. We out?
We out.
We out.
All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, date Affirm the Real with Marcus and Kia. Peace.